About a month and a half ago, this happened.
Or when we do LA. Oh!
What you just saw was a motorcycle loading ramp loose on the freeway that was kicked up by the minivan in front of us and completely shattered our windshield and did a ton of body damage to the A-pillar of the car as well. Now, what you didn't know is that a few days before this, Mike and I had already made a reservation for a Tesla Model 3. So the car that we were driving, his 2012 Chevy Sonic, was already promised to someone else. That accident further ingrained in us that we really needed a safer vehicle. So there were quite a few bumps in the road getting her to us, which I will talk about in another video about our entire delivery experience, but she's here. So this is Eve, our Tesla Model 3. We named her Eve because she is white and gorgeous and saving the planet, and then the Jeep, of course, is Wally, because, I mean, Wally and Eve. I mean, you get it. There's a few weeks in between the accident and getting this new car that we were driving in my 2000 Jeep Wrangler, which, don't get me wrong, was a blast. I love my Jeep, but it is not very fuel efficient and it is very hard to load gear into. So because Mike and I own our own businesses, we drive a lot. And when we're driving around, we usually have a lot of stuff with us, whether it's gear for a shoot or packages going to the post office. So because of all this, we knew we needed something safer. We needed something more fuel efficient, and we needed something with a bit more space. So this is our 2019 Tesla Model 3. She's fully electric, and yes, she drives herself. Mike and I have done so much research on this car, it's crazy. You wouldn't believe how many Tesla Model 3 videos there are on YouTube, but we have watched every single one of them, I promise. But it's definitely a lot different from a typical gas car. Obviously, there's a charging obstacle of how you can't just stop at the gas station really quick. It takes a bit more planning to figure out how you're going to get that range in. Now, we live in an apartment, so there's not a garage to charge our car in. But luckily, at work at our warehouse, we have the right outlet that we needed to charge our car. So we can do that and get about 28 miles per hour, which, since we work a few hours a day at least, that replenishes the miles that we drive as long as we plug it in while we're working. Another thing that's very different is definitely like learning to drive again. It feels very back and forth and jumpy because there's something called regenerative braking. So our Tesla has rear wheel drive, which means that the two wheels in the back have motors on them. So when you take your foot off the accelerator, the motors actually spin in reverse and recharge your battery by harnessing that braking power. So this took a little bit of getting used to just because it's a totally different driving style, but it only took about a day to really get used to it. Another thing that's also very different about it is the fact that it has two trunks. So there's the trunk in the back, which is the largest trunk that I have ever owned on a car. And then there's also a smaller trunk in the front. So the other thing that took some getting used to is the fact that this car has no keys. You can operate the vehicle solely from your phone. You can lock, unlock, start the car, honk the horn, unlock the trunk, anything remotely, just from your phone. I definitely want to make more videos in the future talking about all the different crazy features and stuff that this car can do, but for now I just really wanted to share her with you guys.